In a small, sleepy town nestled between rolling hills, life moved at a slow pace. Mia, a young artist with dreams larger than her surroundings, often felt stifled by the monotony of daily life. Each morning, she would sit in her tiny studio, brushes and canvases strewn around, longing for inspiration that never seemed to come. The townsfolk were kind, but their lives revolved around familiar routines, and Mia yearned for something different, something that would push her boundaries and ignite her creativity. One sunny afternoon, while wandering through the local market, Mia noticed an unusual stall tucked away in a corner. It was adorned with vibrant fabrics and intricate carvings from far-off lands. The owner, an enigmatic woman with a warm smile and piercing eyes, caught Mia's attention. Her name was Alara, and she spoke with a lilting accent that hinted at stories of distant places. "Are you an artist?" Alara asked, noticing Mia's gaze lingering on the colorful textiles. "Yes, but I feel stuck," Mia replied, her voice tinged with frustration. "I'm looking for something to inspire me, something that challenges me to break free from my comfort zone." Alara studied Mia for a moment, then leaned in closer, as if sharing a secret. "What if I told you that the challenge you seek is right in front of you? I have a proposal. If you accept, it could change everything." Intrigued, Mia listened as Alara explained her idea. She wanted Mia to create a series of artworks that represented the essence of courage, using materials from her stall. The catch? Mia would have to travel to 3 different towns, each with its own unique culture and challenges, and immerse herself in the local art scene before creating her pieces. "Every place you visit will test you in different ways," Alara said. "But the experiences you gain will help you understand the true meaning of courage. Will you accept the challenge?" Without hesitation, Mia nodded, her heart racing with excitement. This was the adventure she had been longing for, a chance to break free from the confines of her routine and discover the world beyond her small town. Her first stop was a coastal village known for its stunning seascapes and vibrant fishing culture. Upon arrival, Mia was struck by the salty breeze and the cacophony of seagulls. The locals were friendly but reserved, and she felt like an outsider at first. Determined to immerse herself, Mia visited the local art gallery and introduced herself to the curator, a passionate woman named Clara. "I'm here to learn and create," Mia explained. "I want to capture the spirit of this place in my art." Clara welcomed Mia warmly and invited her to join a community painting session on the beach. That evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Mia picked up a brush and began to paint alongside the local artists. They shared stories of their lives, the struggles of fishermen, and the beauty of the ocean. Each stroke of her brush felt like a release, a way to express the emotion swirling within her. However, as she began to create, she faced her first challenge. The waves crashed loudly, and a sudden storm rolled in, forcing everyone to take shelter. Frustrated, Mia retreated to her small cottage, feeling the weight of the pressure to produce something meaningful. That night, she lay awake, battling self-doubt, wondering if she could truly capture the essence of courage in her art. The next morning, determined not to give up, Mia returned to the beach. She decided to face the storm head-on. She painted the turbulent waves, the dark clouds, and the raw energy of the ocean. As she worked, she realized that courage was not just about conquering fears. It was about embracing vulnerability and allowing oneself to feel deeply. When she unveiled her piece to the community, the locals were moved. They recognized their own struggles in her work, and for the first time, Mia felt a connection with them. Encouraged by their response, she packed up her canvas and headed to the next town, her heart lighter and her spirit ignited. The second stop was a bustling city known for its vibrant street art and lively culture. As she arrived, Mia felt an exhilarating energy that sparked her creativity. Here, she encountered a group of street artists led by a bold and charismatic young man named Leo. He introduced her to the world of graffiti, where expression knew no bounds.
"Here, art is a rebellion,"
Leo said, his eyes shining with passion.
"It's about speaking your truth and challenging the status quo. Are you ready to step outside your comfort zone?"
Mia felt both excited and apprehensive, but she was determined to dive in. Leo invited her to collaborate on a mural that would address social issues faced by the community. As they worked together, Mia realized that courage often meant confronting uncomfortable truths and standing up for what one believes in. One night, while painting, Mia overheard a heated discussion among some of the artists. They were debating whether to create a piece that highlighted a recent controversy in the city, an issue that had divided the community. As the arguments escalated, Mia felt torn. Should she join in the debate or focus on her own artistic expression? Summoning her courage, Mia spoke up.
"Art can be a powerful way to bridge divides. What if we create a mural that invites dialogue instead of escalating conflict? We can show both sides and encourage understanding."
The artist paused, considering her words. Slowly, they began to see the merit in her suggestion. Together, they created a mural that portrayed both perspectives, inviting viewers to engage in conversation rather than judgment. The unveiling was met with mixed reactions, but it sparked discussions throughout the city, just as Mia had hoped. As she prepared to leave, Mia reflected on her journey thus far. She had learned that courage wasn't just about facing fears. It was also about using her art as a means to provoke thought and foster connections. With a newfound sense of purpose, she set off for her final destination, a serene mountain village known for its rich folklore and artistic traditions. Upon arrival, Mia was welcomed by a community steeped in storytelling. The villagers were eager to share their legends, and Mia quickly became immersed in the culture. She spent her days listening to their tales, sketching, and gathering inspiration for her final piece. However, as the days passed, Mia struggled to capture the magic of their stories on canvas. Feeling the pressure to create something extraordinary, Mia ventured into the mountains to find solitude and clarity. One evening, as the sun set over the peaks, casting a warm glow over the landscape, she sat by a quiet stream, wrestling with her thoughts. Doubts crept in once more, whispering that she would fail to do justice to the village's rich heritage. In that moment of vulnerability, Mia closed her eyes and took a deep breath, allowing herself to feel everything, the fear, the pressure, the beauty around her. Suddenly, she felt a wave of inspiration wash over her. She envisioned a piece that represented the interconnectedness of nature and storytelling, weaving the village's tales into the very fabric of the landscape. Returning to her studio, Mia poured her heart into the painting, combining vibrant colors with intricate patterns that mirrored the stories she had heard. When she finally unveiled her work to the villagers, tears filled her eyes as they recognized their tales woven into the fabric of her piece.
"This is not just art. It is a celebration of who we are,"
an elder said, his voice thick with emotion.
"You have captured our spirit, our legacy."
As Mia prepared to leave the mountain village, she realized that the challenges she faced had transformed her as an artist and as a person. Each experience had pushed her boundaries, taught her lessons about courage, vulnerability, and the power of connection through art. When she returned to her small town, Mia was no longer the same artist who had left. She carried with her the stories of 3 communities and the invaluable lessons learned from the people she had met along the way. Her studio became a space of exploration, where she continued to create and connect with others, encouraging them to find their own voices through art. Mia often thought of Alara, the mysterious woman who had set her on this transformative path. Inspired by her challenge, Mia decided to pay it forward. She began hosting workshops in her town, inviting others to explore their creativity and share their stories. The energy that once felt stagnant began to flourish as the community came together united by the power of art. Through her journey, Mia discovered that the challenges posed by a stranger had opened her heart and mind, leading her to a greater understanding of courage and the beauty of human connection. And as she stood before her canvas, ready to create once more, she smiled, knowing that the adventure was only just beginning. Mia's workshops quickly gained popularity, drawing people of all ages and backgrounds from her town and beyond. Each session was filled with laughter, sharing, and creativity. She introduced participants to various artistic techniques, encouraging them to explore their own stories and express themselves freely. One rainy afternoon, during a particularly inspiring session, an elderly woman named Clara approached Mia.
I've always loved to paint, but I've never had the courage to show anyone my work,
she confessed, her voice trembling slightly.
I feel like my art is too personal, too flawed.
Mia smiled gently.
Art is meant to be personal, Clara. It's a reflection of who we are, flaws and all. Your story deserves to be shared. Why don't you bring your paintings to our next workshop? I promise everyone will support you.
Clara hesitated, but something in Mia's encouragement sparked a glimmer of hope.
All right, I'll think about it,
she said, her eyes brightening just a bit. That evening, Mia reflected on how much the townspeople had taught her as well. The stories she had gathered during her travels echoed in her mind, reminding her that vulnerability was a universal language. Inspired, she decided to incorporate a special session into her workshops.
A story and art night,
where participants could share their personal stories alongside their art. The first story and art night arrived, and the atmosphere buzzed with excitement and nervous energy. Mia set up a cozy corner in her studio with fairy lights, cushions, and snacks, inviting participants to feel comfortable and at home. As people arrived, she could see the mixture of anticipation and trepidation in their eyes. Clara was among the first to arrive, her hands trembling slightly as she clutched a small canvas.
I brought something,
she said shyly, looking around the room. Mia beamed with encouragement.
That's wonderful, Clara. I can't wait to see it.
As the evening unfolded, participants took turns sharing their stories and the pieces they had created. There were tales of love, loss, joy, and dreams, each accompanied by vibrant artwork that captured the essence of their experiences. The room was filled with laughter, tears, and a deep sense of connection as people opened their hearts. When it was Clara's turn, she stood up, her voice shaking slightly.
I've always painted in solitude, afraid of judgment. But Mia inspired me to share my work. This piece is called The Garden of Memories. It reflects my late husband and the life we built together.
As she revealed her painting, a hush fell over the room. Clara's artwork was stunning, lush colors intertwined with delicate brushstrokes, depicting a vibrant garden filled with flowers that represented cherished memories. Tears glistened in her eyes as she spoke about her husband, and the participants listened intently, moved by her vulnerability. When she finished, the room erupted in applause.
Your painting is beautiful, Clara. Thank you for sharing such a personal piece with us,
Mia said, her heart swelling with pride for Clara's bravery. The warmth of the evening continued to grow, encouraging others to share their own stories and art. By the end of the night, the atmosphere was electric with a sense of community and understanding. Mia realized that she had created something truly special, a safe space where people could express their true selves. Inspired by the success of Story and Art Night, Mia decided to take it a step further. She reached out to nearby towns, inviting people to join in a collaborative art project that would connect their stories through a traveling mural. Each town would contribute a panel that represented their unique culture and experiences. The response was overwhelmingly positive. People from various towns embraced the idea, eager to share their art and stories. Mia felt exhilarated, knowing that this project could foster connections far beyond her small community. As they began to work on the mural, Mia traveled to each town, facilitating workshops and gathering stories. Each location brought new challenges and insights. In one town, she encountered a group of young artists who felt overlooked and underappreciated. Inspired by their passion, Mia organized a showcase for them to display their work. In another town, she met a group of elderly artisans who had spent their lives creating beautiful crafts, but had never had the opportunity to collaborate with younger generations. Mia helped bridge that gap, fostering a mentorship program that connected the elders with eager young creators. With each stop, Mia witnessed the transformative power of art, not just for individuals, but for entire communities. She found herself reflecting on her own journey and how far she had come since her first encounter with Alara. The challenges she had faced had shaped her into a more resilient artist and a compassionate leader. When the mural was finally completed, Mia organized a grand unveiling in her town, inviting everyone who had contributed to the project. The day was filled with excitement as people gathered to celebrate their collective creativity. The mural was a breathtaking tapestry of colors and stories, representing the interconnectedness of their lives. As the crowd admired the mural, Mia took a moment to absorb the scene. Children laughed and played, artists shared their techniques, and the air was thick with camaraderie. She felt a profound sense of gratitude for the journey that had brought her here, surrounded by a community that had embraced her and one another. During the unveiling ceremony, Mia stood before the crowd, her heart full. This mural represents not just art, but the power of connection, resilience, and courage. Every brushstroke tells a story, and every story matters. Thank you all for being a part of this journey with me. The applause that followed was thunderous, but it was the smiles and the sense of belonging that truly touched Mia's heart. She realized that the challenges posed by a stranger had led her to uncover not only her own voice, but also to amplify the voices of others. As the sun began to set, casting a warm glow over the gathering, Mia felt a sense of peace wash over her. She knew that her journey was far from over. There were still stories to be told, connections to be made, and art to be created. And as she looked around at the faces illuminated by the mural, she understood that she had found her purpose: to inspire, to connect, and to continue celebrating the beautiful tapestry of life through the transformative power of art. The world was vast, and with every challenge she embraced, there would always be new adventures waiting just beyond the horizon. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky with hues of orange and pink, Mia felt a renewed sense of purpose wash over her. The community she had nurtured through her workshops and art projects was blossoming into something extraordinary. Inspired by the success of the mural and the connections forged through creativity, she began to envision even greater possibilities. In the weeks that followed the mural unveiling, Mia received a call from Alara, the woman who had set her on this transformative path.
Mia, I've been hearing wonderful things about your work,
Alara said, her voice warm and inviting.
I'd like to propose an exciting collaboration, a traveling art exhibit that showcases the stories and artworks from your project. It could bring together even more communities and spread the message of connection through art.
Mia's heart raced at the idea.
That sounds incredible. I would love to help organize something like that. But how can we make it happen?
Alara outlined her vision. The exhibit would travel to various towns, featuring not only the mural but also individual pieces created by participants in Mia's workshops. Each location would have its own opening event, allowing the local artists to share their stories and engage with the community. With Alara's guidance, Mia set to work. She reached out to the towns involved in the mural project, sharing the idea and inviting artists to submit their work for the exhibit. The response was overwhelmingly positive, and soon, Mia found herself at the center of a whirlwind of creativity and excitement. As they planned the exhibit, Mia noticed something magical happening within her community. The artists, who had once felt shy about sharing their work, began to thrive. Clara, the elderly woman who had first hesitated to reveal her painting, became a mentor to younger artists, encouraging them to express themselves without fear. The once quiet town was now alive with collaboration and support. The day of the first exhibit opening arrived, and Mia stood nervously in front of the venue, a converted warehouse filled with natural light. She had worked tirelessly to create a welcoming space that showcased the art beautifully. Banners adorned with quotes about courage and connection hung from the ceiling, and the walls were lined with the vibrant works of the community. As guests began to arrive, Mia felt a mixture of excitement and anxiety. She watched as familiar faces mingled with new ones, all drawn together by a shared love of art. The atmosphere was electric, filled with laughter and animated conversations. Alara arrived, her presence adding a sense of warmth and wisdom to the event.
Remember, Mia, this is about celebrating the stories that brought everyone together. Enjoy this moment.
With those words in mind, Mia took a deep breath and stepped onto the small stage set up for speeches. She looked out at the crowd, a beautiful tapestry of people from different backgrounds and walks of life.
Thank you all for being here tonight. This exhibit is a celebration of the power of art to connect us, to heal us, and to inspire us. Each piece here tells a story of courage, resilience, and the shared human experience. I'm incredibly grateful for each and every one of you who have made this journey possible.
As Mia spoke, she saw Clara in the audience, beaming with pride. She recalled the challenges they had faced together, and how far they had all come. When Mia concluded her speech, the crowd erupted into applause, their appreciation filling the room. Throughout the evening, artists took turns sharing their stories, and the audience listened intently, captivated by the emotion and authenticity behind each piece. Mia felt a sense of belonging that she had longed for, an understanding that their stories were intertwined, forming a rich tapestry of human experience. The traveling exhibit quickly gained momentum, moving from town to town, each opening event a joyous celebration of creativity. Mia reveled in the stories that emerged, tales of overcoming adversity, finding one's voice, and connecting with others through art. The exhibit not only showcased the artwork but also facilitated workshops and discussions, encouraging communities to come together and engage in dialogue. As the months passed, Mia's passion for art and community grew deeper. She found herself dreaming of even bigger projects, envisioning a regional art festival that would celebrate creativity across the entire area. With Alara's support and encouragement, she began to put the pieces together. Mia reached out to local businesses, schools, and artists, rallying everyone around the idea of an art festival. The response was overwhelmingly positive, and soon, committees were formed to organize various aspects of the festival, workshops, performances, and exhibits that would showcase local talent. As the festival date approached, Mia felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. She poured her heart into the preparations, ensuring that every detail reflected the spirit of connection and creativity that she had cultivated. The festival would not only highlight local artists, but also encourage collaboration and dialogue among participants. Finally, the day of the festival arrived, and Mia stood at the entrance, watching as people poured in. The air was filled with the sound of music, laughter, and the chatter of excited voices. Colorful tents lined the streets, showcasing artworks, crafts, and performances from local artists. Mia moved through the crowd, greeting familiar faces and meeting new ones. Everywhere she looked, people were engaging with art, participating in workshops, and sharing their stories. It was a beautiful manifestation of the journey she had embarked on, and she felt a profound sense of fulfillment. In the afternoon, Mia led a community mural project, inviting festival goers to contribute their own designs. As she painted alongside children, adults, and seniors, she felt the powerful sense of unity that art could inspire. Each stroke of paint became a testament to their collective creativity. As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the festival, Mia took a moment to step back and admire the mural. It was a stunning mosaic of colors and patterns, each element representing a piece of the community. She felt a rush of emotion, knowing that their stories and experiences were now woven into a beautiful work of art. The festival culminated in a closing ceremony where Mia had the opportunity to reflect on the journey they had taken together. Standing before the crowd, she shared her gratitude and spoke about the importance of community and connection.
Art has the power to unite us, to heal us, and to inspire us. Tonight, we celebrate not just our creativity, but the bonds we've formed along the way. Thank you for being a part of this journey.
As the crowd erupted in applause, Mia felt a sense of peace wash over her. She knew that this was just the beginning. The challenges she had faced from that fateful encounter with Alara had transformed her life and the lives of those around her. In the days that followed, Mia continued to nurture the community she had helped build. Workshops and art events became a regular occurrence, and she made it her mission to ensure that everyone had a chance to express themselves through creativity. One evening, as she sat in her studio, Mia received an unexpected message. It was from Alara, inviting her to participate in an international art festival that celebrated artists from around the world.
I think you would shine there, Mia, Alara wrote. Your story is powerful, and it deserves to be shared with a wider audience.
Mia's heart raced at the opportunity. She realized that her journey had come full circle. The challenges she had embraced, the connections she had forged, and the stories she had gathered were all leading her to this moment. It was time to take another leap of faith. As she prepared for the festival, Mia reflected on her incredible journey. She had gone from a young artist feeling stuck in her small town to a community leader who had inspired countless others. With each step, she had learned that the essence of courage lies not only in facing fears, but in embracing the beauty of vulnerability and connection. Mia packed her bags, her heart filled with excitement and gratitude. She knew that whatever awaited her at the international festival, she would carry with her the stories, art, and love of her community. And as she boarded the plane, she felt ready to take on the world, one brushstroke at a time. As Mia arrived at the International Art Festival, the atmosphere buzzed with excitement and anticipation. Artists from diverse backgrounds had gathered, showcasing their unique styles and stories. The festival was held in a sprawling cultural center, with colorful booths and exhibits stretching as far as the eye could see. Vibrant music filled the air, and the scent of street food wafted from nearby stalls. Mia felt a mixture of exhilaration and nerves as she navigated through the crowd. This was her chance to represent not only her own work, but also the collective creativity of her community back home. She had brought along pieces from her traveling exhibit, including the mural and artworks created by her workshop participants. Each piece held a story, a heartbeat of the community she loved. As she set up her booth, Mia noticed artists engaging in animated conversations, exchanging ideas and techniques. She felt a kinship with them, despite the differences in their backgrounds and styles. Art had a way of breaking down barriers and fostering connections that transcended language and culture. The festival kicked off with an opening ceremony, featuring speeches from renowned artists and curators. They spoke passionately about the importance of creativity in shaping society and addressing pressing global issues. Mia felt inspired by their words, reminding her of the purpose behind her own work, the power of art to connect, heal, and empower. Over the next few days, Mia immersed herself in the festival's activities. She attended workshops, participated in panel discussions, and engaged with fellow artists. Each interaction deepened her understanding of the diverse ways art could be used as a vehicle for change. During a workshop on collaborative art practices, Mia met a group of artists from different countries who were working on a large mural that addressed environmental issues. Intrigued, she joined them, sharing her experiences from her community mural project. Together, they brainstormed ideas, combining their unique perspectives and techniques. As they painted, Mia felt a sense of unity among the group. Each artist brought their own cultural influences, creating a beautiful tapestry that reflected their shared concerns for the planet. The mural became a stunning visual representation of hope and collaboration, and Mia was grateful to be a part of it. One evening, as the festival neared its conclusion, Mia received an invitation to participate in a special panel discussion titled
Art as Activism.
The panelists included artists who had used their work to advocate for social justice, environmental awareness, and community empowerment. Mia felt both honored and nervous. This was her opportunity to share her journey and the impact of her workshops. On the day of the panel, Mia stood backstage, her heart racing. She could hear the audience murmuring in anticipation. When it was her turn to speak, she took a deep breath and stepped into the spotlight.
Thank you for having me here today,
she began, her voice steady but filled with emotion.
Art has always been a way for me to express myself, but it became so much more when I started connecting with my community. I realized that our stories are powerful, and sharing them through art can create bonds that transcend differences.
As she shared her experiences, Mia spoke about the workshops she had hosted, the community mural project, and the traveling exhibit. She emphasized the importance of vulnerability and courage in creating art that resonated with others. The audience listened intently, captivated by her passion and authenticity. After the discussion, Mia was approached by several festival attendees who expressed their appreciation for her work. They shared their own stories, and Mia found herself in deep conversations about the transformative power of art. She realized that her journey had not only inspired others, but had also ignited a sense of hope and possibility in herself. As the festival came to a close, Mia felt a wave of gratitude for the experiences she had gained. She had not only represented her community, but had also expanded her own understanding of the global art landscape. The connection she made with fellow artists and activists fueled her desire to continue her mission of using art for change. Back home, Mia resumed her regular workshops, but now with a newfound confidence and a broader vision. She began to integrate ideas from her experiences at the festival, inviting guest artists to share their knowledge and perspectives. The community responded with enthusiasm, eager to learn and collaborate. One day, while brainstorming new workshop themes, Mia had an idea that excited her: a community art festival that celebrated diversity and included artists from different backgrounds. She envisioned a day filled with workshops, performances, and interactive exhibits that would foster collaboration and dialogue among attendees. As she began to plan the event, Mia reached out to the artists she had met at the International Festival. Many expressed their eagerness to participate, and Mia felt a sense of joy knowing that her community could benefit from the connections she had made. The festival day arrived, and the atmosphere was electric. Colorful banners adorned the streets, and artists set up their booths, ready to showcase their work. Mia felt a surge of excitement as she welcomed everyone, her heart swelling with pride at the vibrant tapestry of cultures represented. Throughout the day, attendees engaged in hands-on workshops, created collaborative murals, and participated in discussions about the importance of art in society. The event fostered an incredible sense of belonging and creativity, with people from all walks of life coming together to share their stories. As the sun began to set, Mia gathered everyone for a closing ceremony. She looked out at the diverse crowd, children laughing, adults sharing their creations, and artists bonding over their shared love for art. In that moment, she felt a profound sense of connection, knowing that they were all part of something larger.
Thank you for being a part of this festival,
Mia said, her voice filled with emotion.
Today, we celebrated not just art but the beauty of our differences and the power of our stories. Let's continue to support one another and create spaces where everyone feels heard and valued.
The crowd erupted in applause, and Mia felt tears of joy fill her eyes. She knew that this was only the beginning. The community she had nurtured was blossoming into a vibrant network of artists and advocates, all inspired by the idea that together, they could make a difference. In the weeks that followed, Mia continued to facilitate workshops and events, cultivating a thriving artistic community. She worked on collaborative projects with local schools, encouraging students to express themselves through art and engage with important social issues. As she reflected on her journey, Mia often thought about Alara and the way a simple conversation had sparked a series of life-changing events. She felt a deep appreciation for the challenges she had faced, the people she had met, and the stories she had collected. Each experience had shaped her into the person she was today, a passionate advocate for the power of art and community. One evening, as Mia sat in her studio surrounded by canvases and art supplies, she received a message from Alara.
I've been thinking about you and your incredible work. How would you feel about collaborating on a larger project that focuses on storytelling through art? I believe your community could help lead the way.
Mia's heart raced at the thought.
Absolutely. I would love to be a part of it. Let's explore how we can bring our visions together.
As they began to brainstorm, Mia felt a surge of excitement. She envisioned a project that would engage communities around the world, encouraging them to share their stories through art. This new venture would not only amplify their voices, but also create a global network of artists and advocates united by a shared mission. As the plans unfolded, Mia knew she was embarking on yet another transformative journey. She was ready to embrace the challenges that lay ahead, knowing that every step would bring her closer to her goal of creating spaces where stories could be shared, art could flourish, and connections could deepen. With her heart full of hope and determination, Mia looked ahead to the future, knowing that the journey of storytelling through art was just beginning. The canvas of her life was still being painted, and she was excited to see the masterpiece that would emerge from the vibrant colors of her community and the stories yet to be told. Mia dove into planning her collaborative project with Alara, excited about the prospect of merging their ideas into a cohesive vision. They envisioned a series of workshops and exhibits called
Art of Stories,
where communities would come together to create visual narratives that reflected their unique experiences. The first step was to establish a framework for the project. Mia and Alara decided to pilot it in Mia's town, using it as a model to share with other communities later. They would invite artists, students, and residents to participate, encouraging them to explore themes like identity, heritage, resilience, and hope through art. Mia reached out to local schools, community centers, and art organizations, generating enthusiasm and support. The response was overwhelmingly positive. Teachers expressed eagerness to integrate art into their curricula, while local businesses offered to sponsor supplies and refreshments. The energy in the air was palpable as the community rallied around the project. Mia organized an initial meeting to introduce the concept. She set up in the town hall, transforming the space into an inviting atmosphere with colorful banners, art displays, and a cozy seating arrangement. As participants filtered in, Mia felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. This was a chance to deepen the connections she had cultivated and expand the project's reach.
Thank you all for being here,
she began, her voice steady.
We're about to embark on a journey that celebrates our stories through art. This is an opportunity for each of us to share our experiences, express our creativity, and connect with one another in meaningful ways.
The room buzzed with conversation as Mia explained the format of the workshops. Each session would focus on different storytelling techniques, visual art, spoken word, and even performance art, culminating in a final exhibit where participants could showcase their work. The excitement was infectious, and Mia could see the spark of creativity igniting in everyone's eyes. As the workshops commenced, Mia was amazed at the variety of stories that emerged. participants were encouraged to explore their backgrounds and experiences, often surprising themselves with what they had to share. Clara, the elderly woman who had once hesitated to reveal her art, blossomed as she engaged with younger artists. She became a mentor, guiding them in creating pieces that told their own stories. One afternoon, a group of teenagers who had participated in Mia's workshops approached her with a bold idea.
We want to create a mural that represents our collective voice as youth in this community,
one of them said, excitement evident in their voice.
We want to highlight the issues we face, but also the hope we hold for the future.
Mia felt a swell of pride at their initiative.
That's a fantastic idea. Let's brainstorm together and figure out how to make it happen.
They spent hours discussing the themes they wanted to include: mental health, friendship, dreams, and community. With the support of local artists, they began sketching designs and planning the mural's location. Mia coordinated with the town council to secure a prominent wall in the community center, ensuring it would be a centerpiece that everyone could admire. As the mural project unfolded, it became a hub of activity. Young people from different backgrounds gathered to contribute their voices and artistic talents. Mia facilitated discussions around the issues they faced, encouraging open dialogue about their hopes and fears. The mural became a powerful symbol of unity, resilience, and the importance of being heard. As the final workshop approached, Mia felt a mixture of excitement and anticipation. She knew that the culminating exhibit would be an opportunity to showcase not just the art, but the deep connections formed throughout the project. The community had poured their hearts into their work, and Mia wanted to celebrate their creativity in a way that honored each participant's journey. On the day of the exhibit, the atmosphere was electric. The community center was transformed into a vibrant gallery, with artwork adorning the walls, interactive installations, and spaces for storytelling. Mia felt a wave of gratitude as she welcomed everyone, seeing the familiar faces of participants who had become friends through their shared experiences. The event began with a series of performances, poetry readings, live music, and storytelling. Each participant took the stage, sharing their art and the stories behind them. Mia watched as the audience reacted with awe and appreciation, tears of joy and laughter mingling in the air. The connections that had been forged through art were evident, and Mia felt a profound sense of fulfillment. When it was time to unveil the mural, Mia invited the youth who had led the project to take the stage. They stood proudly, their excitement palpable.
This mural represents our voice,
one of them said, addressing the crowd.
It's a reflection of who we are and what we hope for. We hope it inspires others to speak up and be heard.
With a flourish, they pulled back the curtain, revealing the mural in all its glory. It was a breathtaking explosion of color and imagery, depicting their collective hopes and dreams while addressing the issues they faced. The crowd erupted into applause, and Mia felt tears of pride welling up in her eyes. As the evening continued, Mia mingled with attendees, basking in the warmth of community and connection. People shared their reactions to the artwork, expressing how moved they felt by the stories. It was a testament to the power of art to transcend boundaries and foster empathy. After the exhibit, Mia received a message from Alara, who had been following the project's progress.
I'm so proud of what you accomplished, Mia. Your community is a shining example of the impact that storytelling through art can have. Let's talk soon about expanding this project to other communities.
The prospect of sharing their work on a larger scale filled Mia with excitement. She knew that there were countless stories waiting to be told in other towns, and she was determined to help amplify those voices. As the weeks turned into months, Mia and Alara collaborated to develop a toolkit for other communities interested in launching similar projects. They included guidelines, resources, and best practices for facilitating workshops and creating collaborative art. Mia traveled to neighboring towns, sharing her experiences and empowering local artists to engage their communities in meaningful storytelling. The ripple effect of their work was undeniable, as more and more communities began to embrace the idea of art as a vehicle for connection and change. One day, as Mia was preparing for another workshop, she received a visit from Clara, who arrived with a warm smile and a canvas in hand.
"I wanted to show you something,"
she said, revealing a beautiful painting of a blossoming tree.
"This represents the growth I've seen in myself and our community through these projects. I want to donate it to the exhibit so others can see it too."
Mia's heart swelled with gratitude. Clara's journey had come full circle, from hesitation to self-assuredness, and it was a testament to the transformative power of art. Together, they decided to create a space within the exhibit dedicated to highlighting the contributions of those who had participated in their workshops over the years, allowing each artist's voice to shine. As the new exhibit opened, it featured not only the original works, but also new pieces from artists who had grown alongside Mia's project. The space became a living gallery of stories, showcasing the journey of the community and the healing that art had brought into their lives. Through all the challenges and triumphs, Mia had found her calling. She recognized that her role as an artist extended far beyond creating. It was about nurturing connections, empowering others, and celebrating the shared human experience. With every project and workshop, she continued to deepen her commitment to fostering creativity and community. One evening, as Mia sat in her studio reflecting on the journey so far, she felt a sense of fulfillment wash over her. She had come a long way from the hesitant artist she once was, and the connections she had forged along the way were invaluable. She pulled out her journal, a collection of thoughts, ideas, and sketches from the past few years. As she flipped through the pages, a vision began to take shape in her mind. Inspired by the stories she had gathered, Mia decided to write a book that would document her journey and the journeys of those she had met along the way. Her book would not only share her experiences, but also highlight the importance of art as a tool for connection, healing, and advocacy. It would serve as a guide for other artists and communities seeking to use their creativity to make a difference. With renewed energy, Mia began writing, pouring her heart into each chapter. She wanted to capture the essence of her experiences, the lessons learned, and the power of vulnerability. It was a labor of love, one that she hoped would resonate with others and inspire them to embrace their own stories through art. As the pages filled with words and illustrations, Mia felt a profound sense of purpose. She was not just documenting her journey. She was creating a resource for future generations, encouraging them to embrace their creativity and connect with others. The journey had transformed her in ways she could never have imagined. Mia was now a community leader, an advocate for art and storytelling, and a source of inspiration for those around her. As she concluded the final chapter of her book, she realized that her story was still being written, and the adventure of connecting through art was far from over. With a smile on her face, Mia closed her journal, knowing that the journey ahead held endless possibilities. She looked forward to the new stories waiting to be told, the connections yet to be made, and the power of art to continue uniting people across boundaries. As Mia prepared to publish her book, she felt a blend of excitement and apprehension. This wasn't just a collection of her thoughts. It was a piece of her heart that would be shared with the world. She wanted to ensure that every story, every voice, was honored in the pages. To add depth, Mia decided to include testimonials and reflections from participants in her workshops, weaving their experiences into the narrative. With each chapter, she wrote about the transformative power of art, the challenges of vulnerability, and the joy of connection. She recalled moments that had moved her deeply. The first time Clara shared her art, the teenagers who bravely voiced their struggles through the mural, and the friendships forged over paint and laughter. These memories were woven into the fabric of the book, and Mia hoped they would inspire others to find their own voices. After months of writing, revising, and designing, Mia held the first printed copy in her hands. The cover featured a vibrant collage of artwork from her community, representing the very essence of what she wanted to convey: unity in diversity. As she flipped through the pages, a wave of emotion washed over her. This book wasn't just hers. It belonged to everyone who had contributed their stories and art. To celebrate the launch, Mia decided to host a community event. She envisioned an evening filled with art, performances, and heartfelt connections. The event would not only serve as a book launch, but also as a tribute to the power of storytelling through art. She wanted everyone to feel the energy and joy of their shared journey. As Mia spread the word, excitement rippled through the community. Local artists and musicians offered to perform, and workshop participants were eager to showcase their art. Clara, once again, stepped up to lead a storytelling segment, encouraging others to share their experiences in front of the audience. The night of the launch arrived, and the community center was transformed into a vibrant celebration. Colorful decorations hung from the ceilings, and tables were adorned with art and crafts created by local artists. Mia greeted everyone with a warm smile, feeling an overwhelming sense of gratitude for the support and love that surrounded her. As the evening kicked off, Mia took the stage to share her journey, recounting the story of how she had begun her creative path and the people who had inspired her along the way.
"This book is a celebration of all of us,"
she said, her voice filled with emotion.
"It captures our stories, our struggles, and our triumphs. I hope it encourages you to embrace your creativity and connect with others."
The crowd erupted in applause, and Mia felt a sense of belonging wash over her. Following her speech, Clara took the stage, sharing her own journey of rediscovering her voice through art. The audience listened intently, and many were moved to tears as Clara spoke about the power of vulnerability and connection. Performances followed, with musicians filling the room with beautiful melodies and artists showcasing their work. Attendees were encouraged to mingle, share stories, and engage in creative activities. It was a beautiful representation of the community Mia had nurtured over the years. Throughout the night, Mia signed copies of her book, listening to heartfelt stories from readers who felt inspired by her journey. She was amazed by the connections that continued to blossom as people shared their experiences and dreams. As the evening wound down, Mia looked around the room filled with laughter, art, and camaraderie. She felt a profound sense of fulfillment knowing that her efforts had led to this moment, a celebration of creativity and community. The launch event ignited a new wave of interest in Mia's project. Inspired by the book and the stories shared, several neighboring towns reached out, eager to implement similar workshops and art initiatives. Mia and Alara quickly formed a plan to assist these communities, creating a series of traveling workshops designed to empower artists and engage residents. With each new town, Mia found her passion growing. The toolkit they had developed became a living document, constantly updated with insights and ideas collected from various communities. Artists and participants contributed feedback, sharing what worked, what didn't, and how they adapted the concepts to fit their unique contexts. During one of these traveling workshops in a rural town, Mia met a young artist named Leo who had been struggling to find his place within the art community. He shared his story of feeling isolated and overlooked despite his immense talent. Mia encouraged him to embrace his voice, to share his work, and to connect with others through storytelling. Together, they brainstormed ways for Leo to showcase his art. They organized an open mic night where local artists could share their work, encouraging collaboration and support. When the night arrived, Leo took the stage, and the crowd erupted in applause for his heartfelt performance. The experience was transformative for him, as he felt embraced by the community and recognized for his talent. As the months passed, Mia's project expanded further than she had ever anticipated. Each town she visited brought new stories, new artists, and new opportunities for connection. The feedback was overwhelmingly positive, with many communities reporting increased engagement, collaboration, and a renewed sense of pride in their local artists. In one small coastal town, Mia worked with local fishermen's families to create an art exhibit that honored their history and culture. Artists from the area painted murals depicting scenes from their lives, while children crafted sculptures from found materials along the shore. The project not only celebrated their heritage, but also fostered deeper connections among community members, bridging generations and strengthening bonds. As Mia traveled, she often reflected on the journey that had brought her here, the challenges she had faced, the strangers who had become friends, and the art that had forged connections across divides. She recognized the beauty in vulnerability, and how sharing one story could inspire others to do the same. On a particularly reflective evening, Mia sat down to write a letter to her younger self. She recalled her initial fears and insecurities, the hesitance that had held her back. In her letter, she encouraged her younger self to embrace every moment of uncertainty as an opportunity for growth, to take risks, and to trust in the power of connection. This letter became a catalyst for her next project, Letters to Our Younger Selves, an initiative inviting individuals to write letters to their past selves, reflecting on their journeys and offering guidance. She planned to compile these letters into an anthology, showcasing the diverse experiences and wisdom of her community. With renewed energy, Mia launched the project, encouraging participants to share their letters publicly, either through performances or written pieces. The initiative sparked deep conversations about growth, resilience, and the lessons learned along the way. As the anthology began to take shape, Mia found herself once again inspired by the stories that poured in. Each letter was unique, yet they all shared a common thread of courage, growth, and the importance of community. When it came time to publish the anthology, Mia felt a familiar mix of excitement and nervousness. She gathered everyone for a launch event, eager to celebrate not just the book but the stories that had shaped each person's journey. The event was a beautiful gathering, filled with heartfelt readings and performances. Mia invited participants to share their letters aloud, creating a space for vulnerability and connection. The audience listened with rapt attention, many moved to tears as they heard stories of struggle, resilience, and hope. As the evening came to a close, Mia took the stage once more, her heart full of gratitude. "Thank you for being a part of this journey," she said, her voice steady yet emotional. "These letters are a testament to our shared humanity. They remind us that we are never alone in our struggles, and that our stories can inspire and uplift one another." With the publication of the anthology, Mia's work reached new heights. The book resonated with a broader audience, sparking discussions about the power of storytelling in various contexts: education, mental health, and community building. She was invited to speak at conferences, sharing her insights and experiences while encouraging others to embrace the transformative power of art and connection. As Mia reflected on her journey, she realized that the mission she had started years ago had blossomed into a movement. What had begun as a simple desire to connect through art had grown into a vibrant network of artists and advocates united by a shared purpose. One day, while preparing for another speaking engagement, Mia received an email from a prominent organization focused on community art initiatives. They expressed interest in collaborating with her to create a national program that would empower communities through art and storytelling. Mia was thrilled by the opportunity. This was her chance to expand the reach of her work, to touch lives and inspire creativity on a larger scale. Together, they began to develop a program that would provide resources, training, and support for community art initiatives across the country. As Mia embarked on this new chapter, she felt a sense of purpose driving her forward. She was excited to continue the journey of connection, creativity, and advocacy, knowing that the possibilities were endless. With every project, every workshop, and every story shared, Mia was reminded of the incredible strength that lies within vulnerability and the importance of community. She knew that her work was far from over. It was a lifelong journey of embracing the beauty of stories and fostering connections through art. As she stood on the threshold of this new opportunity, Mia felt a sense of hope and excitement for the future. The canvas of her life was still being painted, and she was ready to embrace every color, every stroke, and every story that awaited her. The journey had only just begun. As Mia settled into her new role with the national organization, she was filled with a sense of purpose and anticipation. This collaboration promised to amplify her mission and reach communities that might otherwise be overlooked. She began by traveling to different cities, meeting with local artists, educators, and community leaders to understand their needs and aspirations. During one of her trips to a small town in the Midwest, Mia met a group of high school students who had started an art club in response to the increasing challenges their community faced, including economic struggles and a lack of creative outlets. They were passionate, but lacked direction and resources. Mia felt an immediate connection with their enthusiasm and offered to facilitate a workshop to help them harness their creativity. The day of the workshop, the students arrived with an array of materials, paints, brushes, and even some recycled items they hoped to use in their art. Mia kicked off the session by encouraging them to share their stories and experiences, creating a safe space for open dialogue. The students began to share their dreams, fears, and the realities they face daily, which led to a poignant discussion about the power of art as both a personal and collective outlet. Inspired, they decided to create a community mural that would reflect their shared experiences and aspirations. Mia guided them through the process, from conceptualizing the design to executing the artwork. As the mural took shape over the following weeks, it became a focal point for the town, a vibrant representation of resilience, hope, and unity. As word spread about the mural project, more community members became involved. Families came out to support the students, providing snacks and drinks while others offered assistance in painting. The once quiet town began to buzz with excitement and collaboration. Mia watched as the mural transformed not only the wall it adorned but also the spirit of the community. On the day of the mural's unveiling, a crowd gathered, buzzing with anticipation. Mia stood alongside the students, each of them brimming with pride. As they pulled back the curtain, the community erupted in applause. The mural depicted not only their challenges, but also their dreams. A beautiful blend of colors, symbols, and images that told their unique story.
Art has the power to bring us together,
Mia said, addressing the crowd.
This mural is a testament to what we can achieve when we unite our voices and talents.
The students beamed with joy, having witnessed firsthand the impact of their creativity. After the unveiling, Mia received messages from other towns expressing interest in similar projects. Inspired by the success in the Midwest, she began organizing a series of regional workshops designed to empower communities through art and storytelling. She partnered with local organizations to create accessible resources and build sustainable programs that would thrive long after her involvement. With each workshop, Mia discovered new talents and stories, fostering connections that transcended boundaries. She worked with marginalized groups, youth programs, and even elder communities, each bringing unique perspectives and experiences to the table. Mia often found herself in tears during storytelling sessions, moved by the strength and resilience of those who shared their lives. One particularly memorable project involved working with a group of refugees who had resettled in a coastal city. They had fled their homes due to conflict, seeking safety and stability. Mia approached them with the idea of creating an art exhibit that would share their stories and cultures with the wider community. The participants were hesitant at first, worried that their stories might not resonate or be understood. With patience and encouragement, Mia facilitated discussions that allowed them to express their fears and hopes. Gradually, they began to share their rich cultural backgrounds through art, creating pieces that depicted their heritage, traditions, and dreams for the future. Mia helped them weave together their narratives, ensuring their voices were heard and valued. The exhibit, titled Bridges of Hope, showcased the participants' artwork alongside their personal stories, creating an immersive experience for attendees. The opening night was filled with emotion. Community members from all walks of life came together to celebrate the strength of resilience and the beauty of diverse narratives. As Mia moved through the crowd, she noticed the connections forming as people engaged with the art and with each other. Conversations sparked between attendees who might not have crossed paths otherwise, fostering understanding and empathy. The exhibit became a catalyst for dialogue and reflection, encouraging attendees to explore their own stories and the stories of others. Months later, Mia received an unexpected call from a publisher interested in turning her anthology of letters into a more extensive project. They proposed a series of workshops that would not only highlight individual stories, but also focus on themes of resilience and community through art. Excited by the idea, Mia jumped at the opportunity, recognizing it as a way to reach an even broader audience. She began planning this series, inviting renowned artists, writers, and community leaders to facilitate workshops. Mia's vision was to create a space where participants could explore their narratives and connect with others, culminating in a publication that showcased their work. As the series unfolded, Mia witnessed profound transformations. Participants, who had once felt voiceless, began to find their confidence, sharing their stories and connecting through art. It was a powerful reminder of the importance of community and the human experience. One evening, while reflecting on the journey, Mia realized that she had created more than just art initiatives. She had built a movement that celebrated the shared human experience. The threads of connection woven through her projects were strengthening communities and fostering empathy, creating a tapestry of resilience. Inspired by this realization, Mia began exploring ways to create a lasting legacy. She envisioned establishing a foundation dedicated to supporting community art projects and storytelling initiatives. The foundation would provide grants, resources, and mentorship for aspiring artists and community organizers, ensuring that the work continued even after she moved on to new adventures. With the support of her growing network, Mia launched the foundation, inviting artists and community leaders to join her mission. They organized fundraising events, workshops, and art auctions, all aimed at raising awareness and funding for grassroots initiatives. The foundation quickly gained traction, attracting attention from local media and organizations eager to support its mission. As Mia traveled to different communities, she saw the impact of the foundation firsthand. Projects blossomed, artists found their voices, and connections deepened. Each community she visited added another layer to the growing tapestry of stories, a reminder that every voice matters. In the midst of all the success, Mia continued to nurture her own creativity. She returned to her art, using it as a means of self-reflection and expression. Her own work evolved, influenced by the stories she had encountered along the way. She began exploring new mediums and styles, drawing inspiration from the diverse narratives she had witnessed. One day, while in her studio, Mia felt a surge of inspiration. She decided to create a series of paintings that visually represented the themes of resilience, hope, and connection that had permeated her journey. Each piece would embody the essence of the stories she had collected: vibrant colors, dynamic shapes, and abstract representations of the human experience. As she painted, Mia felt a deep sense of fulfillment. The act of creating became a meditative practice, allowing her to process the emotions and experiences she had encountered. Each brushstroke was a testament to the beauty of connection and the transformative power of art. When the series was complete, Mia decided to exhibit her work alongside the stories of the individuals and communities that had inspired her. She titled the exhibition,
threads of connection, and it became a celebration of the shared human experience through the lens of art. The opening night drew an enthusiastic crowd, with attendees eager to engage with both the artwork and the narratives behind them. Mia stood by her pieces, sharing stories of the individuals who had inspired each painting. The exhibition became a space of dialogue, where people discussed their own experiences and reflections, creating new connections in the process. As the exhibition traveled to different cities, it continued to spark conversations about the importance of storytelling and art in fostering empathy and understanding. Mia was approached by educators and community leaders who wanted to incorporate the themes from the exhibition into their own programs, recognizing the profound impact art could have on building bridges within their communities. With each new opportunity, Mia's mission expanded. She began collaborating with educators to develop curricula that integrated art and storytelling into classrooms, encouraging students to explore their own narratives while fostering a culture of creativity and empathy. Through workshops and training sessions, Mia inspired teachers to embrace the power of storytelling as a way to connect with their students on a deeper level. The positive feedback from both educators and students reinforced the idea that art could serve as a vehicle for change, encouraging self-expression and understanding. As the years passed, Mia continued to evolve as an artist and a community leader. Her foundation flourished, providing support to countless individuals and communities across the country. The connections forged through her work were a testament to the power of vulnerability and the importance of storytelling in bridging divides. One sunny afternoon, Mia found herself sitting in a park, reflecting on her journey. She watched as children played, families gathered, and friends laughed together. It was a beautiful reminder of the connections that art and storytelling could foster. Mia pulled out her sketchbook and began to doodle, capturing the essence of the moment. She envisioned future projects that would continue to celebrate creativity, connection, and the shared human experience. There was still so much more to do, and she felt a renewed sense of purpose. As she sketched, Mia felt a profound sense of gratitude for the journey that had led her here, the challenges, the triumphs, and the countless stories that had shaped her path. She knew that every person she had encountered had left an indelible mark on her heart, and together they had woven a tapestry of connection that would continue to grow. With a smile on her face and a heart full of hope, Mia closed her sketchbook, ready to embrace whatever new adventures awaited her. The journey of art, storytelling, and community was far from over. In fact, it was just beginning. The world was filled with stories yet to be told, connections waiting to be made, and the transformative power of creativity ready to unfold. As Mia continued her journey, she realized that the most profound impact came not just from the art itself, but from the relationships built around it. Each mural, every workshop, and each story shared were stepping stones toward a larger vision, one where communities thrived on creativity and connection. One evening, while preparing for a gala fundraiser for her foundation, Mia found herself reflecting on how far she had come. Surrounded by friends, artists, and community members who had supported her, she felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude. The event was not just a celebration of her work, but a tribute to the collective spirit of everyone involved. As she stepped onto the stage, the room fell silent, filled with anticipation.
Tonight, we're not just celebrating art, we're celebrating the incredible power of connection, she began. Every piece of art in this room represents a story, a voice, a dream. Together, we're creating a legacy that honors our shared humanity.
The audience erupted in applause, and Mia felt the warmth of their support. She invited several participants from past projects to share their stories, highlighting the transformative journeys they had experienced through art. Their voices resonated throughout the room, each narrative a thread in the tapestry they were weaving together. As the night unfolded, Mia knew this was just the beginning. She was determined to expand her foundation's reach,
fostering more projects that empowered voices from all walks of life. The room was filled with excitement, and as people mingled and connected, she saw the seeds of future collaborations being planted. In the months that followed, Mia's foundation launched initiatives that spanned across various regions, reaching those who had never before felt empowered to share their stories. Each project sparked new connections, with artists and community members finding common ground and understanding through their shared experiences. Mia's heart swelled with pride as she watched communities flourish, their creativity ignited. The letters, stories, and artworks continued to pour in, enriching the anthology she had started years ago. It had transformed into a living document that celebrated the human spirit, resilient, diverse, and beautifully interconnected. Ultimately, Mia realized that the journey was not just about art. It was about love. Love for oneself, for others, and for the world around them. It was about lifting each other up, embracing vulnerability, and forging connections that would last a lifetime. As she stood at the forefront of this movement, Mia felt a deep sense of fulfillment. The path ahead was still uncharted, but she was ready to embrace every twist and turn. With each new project, each new story, she knew they were all part of a larger narrative, one that would inspire generations to come. With a heart full of hope and a commitment to community, Mia continued her journey, ready to uncover the stories yet to be told and the connections yet to be made. In the vibrant tapestry of life, she understood that every thread mattered, and together, they would weave a future filled with creativity, compassion, and understanding. The adventure was just beginning, and she couldn't wait to see where it would lead.